Hello, my name's Michael Pallamary, and I'm a writer for the American Surveyor Magazine. I'm here today with a good friend of mine and a prolific surveyor, Herman Bateman. And Herm is standing next to his plaque here up on the Mount Soledad Memorial. And I have to tell you, when I learned Herm was here, it was a great delight to myself and my family. And Herm, being the guy who he is, who I absolutely adore, is a very humble guy. And so when I realized he was here, I called him up, and he was very casual about it, telling me about his involvement here and also his recognition up here in the wall. And so I wanted to chat with Herm and share his background with the readers and also with other surveyors. And so with that, I'd like to introduce my good friend Herman Bateman, Professional Land Surveyor par excellence. Herm, thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And Herm, this is a beautiful plaque, and I note that you're next to President Ronald Reagan, which I thought was incredibly cool. That's really pretty exciting. Herm, could you tell us a little bit about your background and your military experience and kind of where you came from and how we got to where we are today, standing on Mount Soledad?
Well, I was born in Flint, Michigan, in February 15th, 1930, and kind of grew up chasing ice wagons, horse-drawn ice wagons, and horse-drawn milk wagons. And Flint was a very nice town. Did a lot there. Joined the Civil Air Patrol and got interested in flying. Got my flying license when I was 16. And then when I graduated from high school in '48, I joined the Air Force. I wanted to be a pilot, but they wouldn't let me be a pilot. They had too many of them. So,
No kidding.
That was right after World War II, so I took aircraft and engine mechanic. So, became an aircraft engine mechanic. Went to Shepherd Air Force Base for my basic training, and then went to Biloxi, Mississippi for A&E training, aircraft and engine mechanic. Then that was the last class in reciprocating engines. Everything after that was jets. So I graduated from there and went to Mountain Home, Idaho, and worked on the flight line. They closed the base down, and I got transferred to Fairfield Sassoon in California. And in Fairfield Sassoon, there was General Travers who was on the base, and he was on a mock bombing run, and he crashed on takeoff.
You're kidding.
And he was killed.
Oh, that's horrible.
And so they named the base after him, Travers Air Force Base. And at the time we had B-29s, well, we had B-17s and B-29s, and then they had the B-36s. The B-36s was the largest
Transport?
bomber.
Yeah, bomber.
They had 10 engines on it, six pusher jets and 4 jets. And that kept us out of World War III.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Then I used to fly freight for the bomb squad. I was the crew chief on C-47, and we'd take B-36 crew down to Dallas to pick up B-36s. And we'd fly to San Antonio, Texas, and Oklahoma City twice a week just to bring back freight.
Oh, yeah?
So, that was all well and good. I enjoyed it, but time to get out, I decided I wanted to get out of the service rather than stay in.
I noticed you were a staff sergeant, and you got several medals there. And when was that? When did you discharge? When did you leave?
I got out in 1952. I actually was promoted to tech sergeant, but when you get promoted to tech sergeant, you're all flying status.
No
So
kidding.
I decided I was going to get out anyway, so I just stayed on flying status.
And when did you relocate here to California?
Well, that was in 1978. First part of '78, I formed San Diego Land Surveying and Engineering, And
That was after the Grand and before.
I'm still at it today.
And you're surveying with your son Robert, who is a great surveyor, and he's a great friend, and it's really exciting for me working with both of these fellows from generation to generation. And I'd say our relationship goes back just about as long since you've been here. We probably met in the late 70s or early 80s. And it's always a pleasure because we collaborate in a lot of different projects. And as we stand here, and for me, looking around, everywhere I see Bateman, Bateman, Bateman. I have his license number memorized in my head. And Herman and his son have been very prolific here in San Diego, very prolific. They're very well respected. And they've done some remarkable projects here around San Diego, and you're still at it. You're still at it, and I just can't say enough how much I appreciate all the work you've done, that you continue to do, and really more importantly, I suppose, is your devotion to the country, to our country, and your recognition here. Herman, it's a great honor knowing you and calling you a friend. It's one of the rare pleasures, I suppose, I get personally in life is knowing you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Robert.